Right. All right. Good morning, everyone. I am going to go ahead and get started for today's lesson called Church Marketing 101: How to Reach More People Online. Marketing is is important for every organization, including churches. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it outreach. You can call it marketing. You can call it anything. But the main objective is you want to, if you want your organization to grow, it's because you need more people to know about it. Some people I've heard many say that some churches are the best kept secret in town, and you don't want to be known for that, right? You want people to actually know you because the more people know about you, the more people that can potentially grow, can potentially help your church organization grow, and that's ultimately what you're trying to do, right? You're wanting to preach the gospel to as many people as you possibly can, and you want to make sure that you have a a plan on how to do that. So I'm gonna take a few minutes this morning to help us identify this plan and come up with a strategy that will actually cause us to experience it. So let me begin with the foundation of church marketing. Number one, you want to define your church's mission and message. So you need to have a clear definition of what you're trying to accomplish and what you're trying to do as a church. The second thing is you want to identify your target audience. You need to know who you're trying to target, who you're trying to go after. Don't just say I'm gonna try to target any and everyone. That might have worked at one point, but it doesn't really work anymore. You got to be a lot more specific about who you're targeting if you want to be if you want to be effective. And then number three, you want to establish your unique brand identity. So you want to know what makes you unique as a church compared to every other church in your community. You have to be able to know that and understand that. The more you're able to do that, the better. Um, the essentials of digital marketing channels. So there's really five that I would say, five essential things that churches ought to be um, invested in, or at least have some level of interest when it comes to church marketing. Number one is websites and SEO. Like, this is a big one. You want to make sure that your website is set up properly and that it's on the right platforms and that you're investing in SEO. I think this is one place where I see a lot of churches not really putting much thought into, and it's a huge mistake. But it's also a huge opportunity. One thing that I've realized is because I've helped a lot of churches get their website ranked on Google, on and on different search engines. It's actually really easy because most churches don't do it. So you want to make sure that when people are looking for a church near me, you want your church to be the first one that comes up. Like, that's a huge win. You don't have to pay for that. Like, you might have to invest in getting your site set up properly, but like, it's going to continue to reap because you're going to see new people come in that you didn't even you know put any direct effort into. And what's really cool is these are people who are looking for a church. This was not someone who just saw an ad. These were actually people who are looking for a church. So you want to invest in that. You want to invest in social media. So you want to have some level of presence in social media. You want to invest in email marketing. So you want to have an email strategy. It's not simply just sending out like random emails here and there, but like emails are a big deal. I can't tell you how many churches that I see have like major events where they invite a bunch of people to that event, but they have no real strategy on how to reach them, how to follow up with them. And these were people who came onto your property. So you want to have some way of tracking emails. Like email to me is one aspect that's maybe a little bit more important than social media, because what happens when if your social media account gets taken down, you want to have a way of contacting people, and you want to have a way of following up with people after they've come to one of your events or one of your services. So email is really, really important. Online advertising, so investing in paid ads. One cool thing for churches that a lot of churches don't realize is that Google will actually pay you 10 grand a month without you. You don't even have to invest in it. If you're a nonprofit, you can get that for free. And then what a lot of what I would do if I'm trying to think of like a paid ad strategy is I would do retargeting. So I would utilize um, the paid ad benefit that Google already gives me, and then I'll retarget using Facebook, and it's gonna just retarget to people who came to your website. So if you're able to drive traffic to your website, you can then retarget those people and bring them into your church that way. And then finally, you have video content and live streaming. Um, I have probably a little bit of a controversial take when it comes to live streaming. Most churches, I probably would advise not to live stream because it's actually one, it costs a lot of money to put together a good live stream, and you're I don't know if you're necessarily always going to get the ROI on that investment. So I would maybe live stream it to a private community of people who just can't make it. But I would just post the sermon after you. I would record it, but I would just post it afterwards, and um, you know, that's actually going to help too. Like when it comes to search on YouTube and things of that sort, like you can use that as an SEO strategy, and you don't have to worry about people seeing something on during your service, or hearing something that maybe was just directly supposed to be for your members. So that's just something that I'm kind of hesitant on when it comes to churches, when it comes to like live streaming. Like there's some things I think would be better off just not recording, right? And just not making that so uh public. All right, so optimizing your church website. So a few things you want to keep in mind. Number one, mobile friendly. You always want your website to be mobile first. That's where people are going to come and go to. Uh, there, most people are searching on their phone more than the computer. Like, there's a lot less people using their computer for the internet, like as much as it is for their phones. So you need to make sure it's mobile friendly. You want to make sure that your service times and location are very clear and easy to see. You want to make it easy to use visitor connect form. So maybe some sort of plan your visit form or something that it will make it very easy for people to be able to use that. And then SEO optimization for local searches. So you want to be able to, again, optimize for local search. That's really, really important. The next thing that you want to think about is a social media strategy. So you want to choose the right platforms. So whether it's Facebook, Instagram, those are usually the main ones that you want to really focus on at the beginning. Um, TikTok is also something that you really want to focus on as well. And then also YouTube is also something that you want to have some content there. You want to have some engaging post ideas, like think through some of the things that you want to post. Don't just kind of get stuck in a rut. You want to have different types of content that people can look at. You want to pay attention to when people are engaging, maybe finding good times to post, and then you want to encourage interaction and engagement, because that's how people are going to be able to see what you're doing. They're going to be able to um, pay close, like be able to pay attention to the things that you're doing that would not even know about your church. So it's sort of a really important element to your overall growth strategy. The next thing I want to talk about is I want to reiterate the power of email marketing. Uh, it's just a very important thing that I think a lot of ministries do not understand the importance of. Like, I've seen a lot of churches, they'll have like a weekly newsletter, but beyond that, um, it does not. They don't use email for anything other than that. And there's so many different things that you can use email for. You can use email to follow up with people who came to your event, that came to your service. So, like for instance, we have Easter coming up, and there's always like this big talk, right, where people will uh, there'll be a whole lot of people who come to the Easter service, but you have no way of following up with them, and that's the reason why you don't have that same amount of people coming back. So you want to have some sort of follow up strategy, and you can use email to do that. And it's a way of also, because the thing too that it's important to understand is, just because somebody comes to a church service one time, that doesn't mean they're ready to join the church. So you want to have a way of engaging with them after they've come, and um, you can utilize uh, a strategy that will be able to nurture that conversation or that lead afterwards. That person, you want to be able to have a way of nurturing that relationship further afterwards. So that's really important. Uh, the next thing that you want to talk about is paid advertising for church growth. So we've talked about Facebook, Instagram, and Google Ads, retargeting, so that way people can be engaged and it will keep visitors engaged. And then you want to have a budget set aside for paid advertising, because that's going to help you to get the word out more quickly and more effectively. Finally, you want to use video marketing. So taking the long form sermons, and you want to be able to use that to create other content that you can share in other social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. So that kind of summarizes all of the different ways in which you can do it. And then obviously, when you're utilizing all of these strategies, you can you can then go ahead and continue to test and look at the analytics, so that way you can actually make sure that you're actually reaching the goals that you have. So with all of that being said, that's kind of a lot. But if you're interested in like kind of learning more on how you can implement this, something like this for your church, just reach out to me. I can give you a free consultation that can help you sort of navigate what would be a good solution for you and what it is that you're doing. And we'll see if this would work. But uh, definitely let me know what strategies that you're doing for crypto, and hope we can talk soon. Thanks so much for joining.